Let's talk about this automation thing because it's a little annoying. You're not going to get past the laws of physics. Remember, there's two laws on this planet, physics and conscience. If you can master conscience, then all you have to deal with is physics. And you're not going to get out of physics, at least not in this lifetime and not on this plane of reality, whatever it is. So this idea of automation usually just means we're going to move the problem somewhere else. It doesn't mean you solved the problem. It just means that you're going to move the problem and make it somebody else's problem, which is synonymous in corporate America nowadays, and actually the world itself, with solving a problem. Even though you didn't really solve it, you just made it someone else's fucking problem. You follow? Okay, so for example, the grocery stores, they say, oh well, the clerks want too much money, so we're gonna automate checkout. How's that working out for you? All you did was turn the screen around and make people check their own shit out. All you did was make it the customer's problem. And you still end up having to have people go over there and check them out for when they have some kind of item that they have to be 21 to buy or 18 to buy or whatever. It's like, this is just, it's ridiculous, okay? So you didn't really automate much. You just dumped more work on one guy, okay? That's not automation, it's just making a problem somebody else's problem, okay? Another example of this, fast food restaurants and so on. Same thing, it's like all you did was make it somebody else's problem. Phone trees. Like, oh, well, let's automate the phone system. You didn't automate the phone system. All you did was make it the customer's problem who calls in, and now they have to sit, and go through a phone tree for 14 fucking minutes, pushing buttons all day long to get through to somebody's fucking voicemail who says they're on maternity leave, right? And it wasn't even the department you wanted in the first fucking place. You didn't really automate anything. You just made it somebody else's problem and then sold it to whatever company was going to give you money as this solves your problem. Look, look, I mean, there's nobody's calling and harassing you anymore. Well, yeah, it's because they can't get through. It doesn't mean the problem went away. Let me give you an example of this. Let's say you want the oil pressure. You notice that the oil pressure in your car is low, right? Or your truck or whatever, So, I mean, I'm talking predominantly to guys and gearhead girls, okay? But look, if the oil pressure in your car is low, right? What's the solution? Oh, well, clearly you just add a thickening agent and that'll bring your oil pressure up. That doesn't solve the problem. Yeah, it makes the needle come up, but it doesn't actually solve what is potentially a much bigger problem in your engine. You understand? You didn't solve the problem. You just made it a problem for future you to deal with. I'd hate to be that guy, right? So that's how this kind of thing works. And automation also, unfortunately, in the technical sense, and from what we see in the world right now, or at least, again, I call it like I see it, most of it is designed to separate investors' money, right? They say, oh, look, we've got this automated whatever. Investors rush into it because they don't know any better, because most of them aren't physicists. They don't understand this stuff. They don't come to people like me who would tell them, okay, listen, I'm going to give you advice. What are you going to invest? I'm going to invest $10 million. Great. Give me $1 million. I'm going to kick you right square in the fucking nuts and send your ass home and tell you to run and not do that shit. And you'll thank me for saving you $9 million because it's going to be fucking gone, okay? Or you're going to be just put into a Ponzi scheme and you're never going to get the money out, okay? That is a lot of so-called fucking automation, okay? It's fake. It doesn't actually work. It just moves the problem to someone else. They know that most of these guys who invest in this stuff don't know what questions to ask, and they don't know industry specifics. I've given the example in the past of the so-called automated semi-truck. These are people who they know that the average investor and the average person in this country has never driven across Wyoming in I-80, or on I-80 in whiteout conditions, right? They know that on icy roads. In a semi, they know the average American has never done that. They know that that most investors don't even know what the hell the inside of a semi truck looks like, let alone what questions to ask that are highly technical and what skill is involved with any of this stuff. They don't know any of this shit, and they know that, so it's predatory. Their predation is on people who don't know any fucking better, just like the investment gurus and real estate cocksuckers out there who prey on doctors because for whatever reason doctors are just shitty investors. They pay fucking anything for stuff apparently. Because they don't know what else to do. Nobody has bothered to explain to them, like, hey, that strip mall that guy is trying to get you to buy for $2.5 million. Yeah, that fucking guy, that strip mall's worth $350,000 on a good day, not $2.5 million. You know, this is it's like pure greater fool theory. Dude, you're going to be paying for that guy's fucking $2 million condo downtown if you pay him that much money for that fucking piece of shit strip mall. So, yeah, I mean, this automation thing, again, I'm not saying that there aren't some things that can be done, but they take energy, and energy has to come from somewhere, and you're not going to automate the energy aspect of it, right? Usually you're going to end up spending more and more energy doing something you could have just done in 5 fucking minutes. I used to have employees like this. Used to have employees like this. Used to have employees like this. Let's be clear about this. When I would say, hey, go do this, and then they would spend 40 minutes trying to not do it. And say, no, it's gonna work. No, dude, it would have taken you fucking 30 seconds to do this for me. Not 40 minutes of you dicking the dog. You know, you dick the dog for so long, you could have had 2 litters of fucking puppies by now. I mean, come on. No, that is the unfortunate bane of automation, and a lot of people are getting fucking hosed by it. You know, I get that if you're talking about like maybe doing a line of code or something where the code says something, you know, like you're changing something, so it's like, oh look, if I click on this and it automatically populates in my cart or something like that. That's not the kind of automation I'm talking about. I'm talking about real world automation, the idea of where you're trying to merge the two together and then somehow cheat the energy gods. You're not cheating energy gods. You're not cheating the laws of physics. In fact, you're probably going to make it worse.